Well, hockey fans, ACHA hockey fans, WCHL hockey fans, Stephen Marsh here in Las Vegas at City National Arena, where it is now officially break time for the ACHA season for the Skating Rebels, also for ASU, who they played tonight, as the teams will enter the Christmas break. For UNLV Rebel Hockey, they go into the break with a 12-game winning streak. They are Chicago Classic champions, number 4 in the ACHA rankings, WCHL in the top 2. They've accomplished a lot, as Civil sees right there. But they still have aspirations for the national championship. All those accolades are great. The players, so we're going to hear from a few of the players right now, and you're going to hear their thoughts about how much they've accomplished this season. But still knowing that there's still much more to accomplish this season here in Las Vegas, as they have dreams of winning that ACHA national championship. Well, it's the final game of the first half of the season. We're with UNLV again. They've had a great first half. We're with Brenden, Fehlig, and Chicago Classic champions, 2nd in the WCHL, 4th in the ACHA. When I say all that, what comes to your mind?
I mean, there's not a doubt that we think we're the best team in the nation, so it's not surprising, but I think it's well earned, and I think we still have a lot more to prove. So.
Well, you're one of the new guys on this team, so just talk about what the experience has been like here in Las Vegas and being with UNLV. Obviously, the team on the ice has done well, but just your experience being around the guys and just the whole production here and the whole team.
Yeah, I've loved it. I've been around seeing the program develop the past couple of years, so it's nice to actually be a part of it now. Greener and Rabone, they run a great squad. All the boys get along really well, so it's a pretty tight group, so it's been fun. Yep.
Okay. Last night was a packed house. You guys have had good crowds. What is that like for you guys when you're playing in front of a packed house, and just the home ice advantage that you guys are really building here in Las Vegas here at City National Arena?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, we feed off of it a lot. All the guys come out of the room, they see that crowd, and they're ready to go. It helps so much, and I think ASU felt it too last night a little bit too. So it's great. It grows every year. We're excited to see it keep growing, get bigger.
Okay, one other thing that we've really been done the last few years, but really trying to do this year, is with these initiatives. Tonight, you guys are, as we're on the Saturday night, this final game, you guys are going to be wearing Air Force themed jerseys. You've had other specialty jerseys. You had ceremonial puck drops honoring certain things that have happened. You're trying to raise awareness for that. How important are all those things?
Super important. I mean, us as an organization, we try and give back to the community as much as possible. They do a lot for us, so we try and give back any way we can. So all these are super important. This Air Force game tonight should be super fun. I support the military 100%. Love all those guys, so I appreciate everything they do. So whatever little bit we can do,
Okay, so coming into this game, you're 11 in a row. You won. You could go 12 in a row. Last game before the semester break. You guys are rolling right now, so it's kind of maybe a bittersweet feeling. You got this break coming up, which is going to be nice to have a break recharge, but at the same time, you guys are rolling right now. What are you guys thinking about with this break coming up and just this final game before the break?
Yeah, I think a lot of the boys are excited, to have a little bit of break. Hockey and school, it gets overwhelming at times, so it's nice to get that time off. We got one more. Hopefully come out with a big win, take a few weeks off and then get right back at it, go for a national championship.
Okay, so you mentioned that national championship. That's one thing that hasn't been accomplished yet this season because we haven't gotten to that point yet, but you guys are in a good position to have a good position in that. What's going to be as you guys come back from that break in January, you're going to have some tough games again.
Yeah.
And so what's it going to take to continue to build on what you guys have done this first half so you can get to that point where you're going to be in St. Louis there to really contend for a national championship title?
I think it's just continue to do the little things, work on the details. We got all the skill in the world. We're the only team that can beat ourselves. So, we just got to stay confident, not cocky, play within our systems, and, just finish hard.
Okay, I want to ask you one about the WCHL. This is UNLV's first season in the WCHL. What have you seen from this level of competition? You played almost every team now in the WCHL. Just the level of competition in this league. How would you assess WCHL hockey?
Yeah, it's my first year in it as well, so I think it's really deep. Every team can compete with every team at any night, so you never know who's going to come out on top. I think every game's pretty competitive, so it's good. It's fun hockey.
All right, well, we'll see what happens. First of all, what are your plans for this Christmas break? What are you going to do?
Not much. I'm a local guy, so I'm just staying in town. Gonna hang out with some family. It'll be a nice time off, so not too much.
Let me ask one final thing then. You being a local guy, then what you've been able to see kind of the growth of hockey here then a little bit, and just growth of this program. Just what is it like hockey here in Vegas? I mean, we know how big it's getting, but just from your eyes, being a local guy here.
It's absolutely unbelievable. I mean, ever since the Knights got here, everything's just boomed, and it's so awesome to see these younger kids now. They're getting treated so well. Youth hockey is just I think we're gonna see a lot of skilled players come out of Vegas in the future. So.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens. We'll let you go and get ready to prepare for the rest of the night and, of course, the game. And good luck tonight and good luck the rest of the season. And you guys have a real good chance of winning the national championship.
Awesome. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Well, we're featuring UNLV hockey again. It's the final game of the fall semester, winter semester, whatever you want to call it, before they go on winter break. And we're with Sean Ponsky, someone who's been with the team for a few years. And I appreciate you taking a couple of minutes here before your game.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So you Chicago Classic champions, which is something you guys have done before. You're number 4 in the ACHA rankings. You're right now tied for second in the WCHL standings. When I say all that, what comes to your mind?
It just shows the progress that this organization has had over the years. You know, I've been here for about like the last 4 or 5 years, and when we first got here, there was a big learning process for everybody. And you know, it just shows how far this organization has come and how well these coaches have done to put together the group that we need to make a run like we're doing. So it's been an awesome season so far, and we're looking to continue that tonight.
Okay, so you mentioned, kind of touched on that, but let me elaborate on that more with just the growth of the program and just the team that you guys have this year. Seems to be one of the best that has been assembled in quite some time. So maybe just talk about this year's version of the UNLV Rebels.
This year's team, obviously, we're doing really well, and that has to do with the culture that we've created in the locker room. You know, it's something that we've been working on throughout the years, and I think this year we have the right group. Everyone's bought in, everyone's dedicated, everyone knows the jobs that we need to do, and they're willing to sacrifice everything to get the job done. And that's what it takes to win a championship. And we were able to, you know, display that a little bit in Chicago, and we're hoping to carry that into March and the Nationals, and you know, just really lay everything on the line and hopefully raise that trophy at the end.
Okay. Obviously lost a year because of the COVID, but now you're back here, you're playing, and it just doesn't seem like you guys have skipped a beat. And you know, you guys have stayed relevant during that whole time with you know, a lot of behind the scenes stuff with social media and all that. How important was all that? Just to kind of say out there, because when you guys were able to get back onto the ice, the fan support's been great. Just all that.
Yeah, I know. For me personally, COVID was a good time for me to reflect on, you know, how grateful I really am to be here at UNLV, and the opportunity I have to play here is just so amazing. And luckily for me, I was able to come back and play another year, and so yeah, they kept us in shape throughout the year, and they kept us busy with different opportunities, and they really do a great job during the summer and during the season. So they keep us in tip-top shape, and obviously it shows here as we're having a great season.
Okay, one thing also that you got it's been big here lately is the initiatives that you guys have been involved with, specialty jerseys, you know, having certain people drop the ceremonial puck to honor certain things, and just how important is all that in the program, and just put you guys trying to give back a little bit to the community?
Yeah, honestly, the community is the most important thing. It's one of the best parts about playing here is how involved the community is. I mean, they come out and support us every night, cheering as loud as they can. It's the least we can do is to just do these little things for them to make them feel involved, because they honestly make the experience so special for us. It's the least we can do is give back to them.
Okay. The break is coming, and you know, you guys have won 11 in a row, looking for 12 tonight.
Yeah.
But then you got the semester break, so it's probably mixed feelings. You guys are probably excited for that, but at the same time, kind of you guys are rolling right now. You hate to see that momentum. How do you guys feel? How you guys feeling about that break? And
you know, everyone's excited to go home, see their families, but I'm sure they're all going to be thinking about the second half of the season as it's going so well. And you know, I think we have such a great group here that everyone's going to stay focused, and I think we'll come back and we won't skip a beat.
Okay, so you mentioned that you're going to come back, don't want to skip a beat. How are you guys going to manage that? You got some tough games second half of the season. You guys are going to be well in good position for the national tournament. So what's it going to take to continue this momentum in the second half of the season?
Yeah, honestly, in the second half, I think it's going to come down to who's working the hardest in practice. And I think we've had a really good, so far this season, we have had a good streak of practices where everyone's going hard, everyone's battling, and it's only just going to make us better. And I think when we come back from the break, that's how it's going to continue to be, and we're going to be ready to go. Okay.
WCHL, this is your guys' first season in the WCHL. What do you feel like the level of talent is with these teams in the WCHL? It's probably one of the best leagues in the ACHA, if not the best. Somebody who's been part of an independent team with UNLV, now part of the WCHL this year.
Yeah,
How do you feel?
It's awesome being a part of this division. Obviously, we lost those 2 games early in the division, so we've been trying to battle back. But it's a great division to be a part of, a lot of fun teams to play against, and I'm excited for the future of UNLV to be in the division and see what kind of rivalries they can stir up. And hopefully we can win the division this year and get another banner going.
Okay, so that, and of course, what you really want though is the national championship. That's
the main prize.
That's the main prize, right? And so, how do you guys? I mean, what do you need to do to kind of capture that? You guys are, like I said, right now you're probably one of the favorites right now. But how do you how do you get to that point?
Based on my experience, the most important thing, or the team that wins nationals, is a team that can put together the 3 most consistent games, or 3 or 4 most consistent games in a weekend, and just be ready to battle against the toughest opponents. Like the teams that are most mentally focused and can put together 3 or 4 games in a row, that's the team that's going to raise the cup at the end. And honestly, I think we have the guys to do it here. So I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I think you're excited. The team's excited. I think we're all going to be excited to see just how the rest of the season goes, and just to see how far you guys can go in the tournament. And so we'll look forward to that. But thanks for taking a few minutes, and we'll let you get ready for the game, and then we'll continue to follow you the rest of the year.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Okay, we have another UNLV player. We've got Nick Flanders after UNLV wins their 12th straight game to finish off the first part of the season. Now they go into their semester break. Nick, thanks for taking a couple of minutes.
No problem.
Okay, so you guys are the Chicago Classic champions. You're number 2 in the WCHL. After tonight, you might be number 1 in points. And you also are number 4 ranked in the ACHA. So when I say all that, what comes to your mind?
Yeah, I mean, like I was just telling the other guys, yeah, we're ranked 4. Yeah, we're on a 12-game win streak, but we're not satisfied. I mean, we got a pretty deep team. We lost a couple games at the beginning of the year that we shouldn't have, So that streak should be longer than 12. But yeah, like I said, we're ranked 4 right now in the ACHA, but I think we're the best team in the league right now, and yeah, just keep playing how we're playing.
Okay, so you've got the break coming up, and it can be a good thing, but also, you know, you guys have been rolling, so now you're going to have to kind of, you know, take a break and wait till January to play again. So what is your thoughts as we go into the break now?
Yeah, I mean, we got a couple guys that are hurt, and the break's kind of nice to kind of rehabilitate that, and guys are still going to be skating and stuff, so I'm not too worried about the break. Kind of let guys unplug for a little bit, spend some family time, and go from there.
Okay. So I mentioned all the accomplishments that you guys have achieved so far this season. A couple things you still can get: WCHL championship, national championship in the ACHA in March. How you guys go into the second part of the season? How important is it going to be to continue to play your game to get those things achieved?
Yeah, we're not satisfied here. I mean, we still got a lot of work to prove, or a lot of hard work to go. And you know, we got a pretty good schedule coming up, so we're looking to have a good second half of the season.
Okay, now you've been around this program for a few years now. This team seems to be really clicking right now, as we've touched on. Where do you see this team in comparison to years past?
I know our team's got a lot of I know JHL guys, with the Johnson twins, Wixon, me, Quinn, and I think that's a really underrated league, and they get a lot of grit and talent out of that league, and I just think that has a big part of it.
Okay, this is also the team's first season officially in the WCHL. What have you seen just as the games that you've played against other WCHL teams, just the level of skill here, how competitive it is?
Yeah, I mean, they got some good teams, but again, like I said, I think they're still the better team.
Community support is an important thing. We've seen you guys, you wore the Air Force Appreciation jerseys tonight, and you've done other things in the past. How important are those things to your guys' team?
Well, I mean, without the community, we're nothing here. So, I mean, we really appreciate all our fans and the people that show love and people that come out, and yeah, it's good to do something for the community.
Okay, one last thing now. What are you going to do this break? I mean, what are some things you got planned?
I'm going back to Florida, so I'm going to sit on the beach for a little bit, enjoy the weather, say hi to my mother, my father, spend some time with the family.
And probably get to a little bit warmer weather.
Oh yeah.
Hey, we got another guest talking about UNLV's first half of the season, all the things they've accomplished. We've got somebody was put on the skates before, Colin Robert, but now he's helping out behind the scenes a little bit, doing some video work. And so, Colin, we appreciate you taking a couple of minutes.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so let's talk about everything that UNLV's accomplished first part of the season. Chicago Classic champions, number 4 in the ACHA rankings, number 1 or 2 right now in the WCHL rankings. From a perspective now, as being a player and now being behind the scenes, what's been so impressive about the run that this team has had the first part of the season?
Really, I think the biggest thing is just being able to go in and compete with big name programs. You know, every year you look at the standings and you see the teams like the Minotts, the Adrians, and teams of that level. I think the biggest thing is just being in and competing with those teams and being able to really make a name for ourselves within the top 5 of the league.
Okay, so now somebody that's played and now as a sit here behind the scenes, what are you able to bring to the players, you know, in sort of this response? I mean, you're doing a lot of video work, but I'm sure you're able to kind of help mentor these players a little bit too, and so just maybe share about that for a minute.
Yeah, obviously it's a little bit different having to step in and talk to, you know, ex-line mates and whatnot about things that they're doing within the game or anything like that, but I think the biggest thing I try and do is just really be a player's coach kind of thing. You know, maybe give the guys a little bit of a lighter side look at the game and kind of be able to connect with them more, having played so recently, you know, prior to the COVID year and whatnot. Just being able to connect better with the guys and really understand what they're going through on a daily basis, and just be able to, again, like I said, just have more of a connection with them.
Well, it's something that, you know, played several years here, and now you see where the program is. How cool is that, just to kind of continue to see the growth of this program to the level it is at now, where they are probably one of the favorites to maybe contend for a national championship in just a few months?
Yeah, it's exciting. You know, obviously I came in the first year of the moving up to Division 1, and I think the biggest thing is just, like you said, constant growth within the program. The biggest thing, you know, I'm noticing is, again, making a name for ourselves, being able to pick up higher level recruits as opposed to, you know, a lot of teams that aren't able to have the pull that we do. Obviously, City National is a beautiful facility and everything like that, so we have a lot of pull compared to other programs, and really just be able to continue to grow our program, continue to contend as we are right now, and hopefully, you know, put a banner in this building.
Okay, so community support is important. The fan base obviously is important, and we've seen several things that the team has done over the last years or so, and including this year with the specialty jerseys and just how important are all that in the both of the team and just giving back to the fans and the community.
It's awesome, every night, like when you get a chance to wear specialty jerseys and whatnot, wearing the Armed Forces jerseys back when I played, now the Air Force jerseys, the guys look forward to these kind of events, right? So getting the community support, getting the community out to support us, and we give back as well. We're very grateful for the fan base here in Las Vegas and all of our fans, around the U.S. and the world. So to be able to give back to them in the slightest way possible is truly an honor for all of us.
Okay, I'm going to ask, we got the break coming up here, several weeks, obviously Christmas, holiday break, semester break, all that entails. From somebody that played, and how much you look forward to that, but the way that things are going right now, you kind of hate to kind of stop the train right now, but we'll just talk about the break and how good that can be, but also how important it will be to come back from it still playing strong.
Yeah, you said it perfectly, right? Like, we're very excited to be in the position we are heading to break, but at the same point, on a 12-game win streak, we don't really want to stop either. So I think the biggest thing is, we have a couple guys that are pretty banged up. Take the time, rest, relax, reset, go home and see the family for the guys that are out of town and whatnot. But again, the biggest thing is just, work to be ready to come back, and I believe it's first weekend of January or so, and be ready for Jamestown.
Okay, so the first season of the WCHL for the Rebels, and now, just from what you've seen, obviously from being a player when it was not in the WCHL to now being in the WCHL, the level of play in this league from top to bottom, it's probably the best league in the ACHA. If it's certain,
of course, yeah. You see any weekend a team can compete with another one. Right? We had that tough weekend in UCO. However, UCO goes into Missouri and loses to Missouri. Missouri comes here and we beat Missouri. Right? So the league is very deep. There's no nights off, as you saw tonight with the way ASU pushed back. I think the biggest thing is just the overall competition within this conference. Like you said, it's deep, top to bottom. There's no night off. There's no game that you look at and it's kind of like, a point night type game. It's any team can play any night.
Okay, the last thing is going to be about the national tournament coming up in March, and still obviously some games still to go before that. But right now, you guys are in prime position to be in a good place. Someone again, it's you've been in the trenches, wanting to get that national championship. How important? What is it going to take for this team, this year's current of the team, to do what they need to do to capture that in March?
I think you saw exactly in Chicago what we'll need to do. Have to have all four lines going. It's a very deep tournament. I believe you end up playing 5 games in 6 days, something along those lines. You really rely on depth. You really rely on secondary scoring. You rely on the ability to look up and down your lineup and put anybody out in any situation. Obviously, we're not looking too far ahead. Right now our goal is Jamestown in January, and then go week by week until then. But we're definitely excited for the chance. Definitely have ourselves set up better than we have in the past as of right now. So being able to play one less game instead of having to play that play-in game is huge in the sense of having more rest, having more opportunity, and less guys that are banged up. Playoff hockey is playoff hockey.
Yeah, certainly is. Well, should be fun second half of the season and after the break, and it's fun that you're still going to be around this program and helping out after spending 4 or 5 years here. What's ahead for UNLV when the season resumes in January? They've got Jamestown still to play. They're going to play at Arizona. They're going to play at Arizona State. Tough places to play. So a 12-game winning streak is nice. All the accomplishments of the first half of the season are nice, but they want to win the WCHL. They want to win an ACHA national championship. Right now they have a real good chance of doing that, but they have to continue to play their game. And they recognize that, and hopefully the break will be a nice recharge, but they can come back and continue to play the way they like to play. And if they do, they could be hoisting another trophy, a couple of trophies coming up in February and March with the WCHL trophy, and then the most important one of all, the ACHA National Championship Trophy in St. Louis in March. How nice would that be? But until then, it's time for a break. Enjoy the Christmas holiday and everything that goes with that. And for now, from City National Arena, this is Stephen Mark.